Your country 1039 KGRT. That is Parmalee and Girl in Mine.
Time now for the question of the day.
Yes, my friends, it is question of the day time. And our question of the day comes from something little study I think I saw that said life lessons younger generations can't handle. It always seems that there's a little generational gap in some of our demographics, right? In fact, according to Wealth of Geeks, the differences are quite real between the generations, and there are some of life lessons that Gen Zers and Gen Alpha, which, by the way, Gen Alpha 2010s to present, and you say, what? Yeah, remember, they're like, those 12, 13, 14-year-olds out there. But there are some life lessons that they may really struggle with. I'll give you a couple of examples, okay? Realizing your growth. The older you get, the more you realize how, not so brilliant you were in your youth. Or success doesn't happen overnight. No, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Or fighting isn't cool, especially as an adult. It's a little bit childish. Those are the life lessons that we learn as we get older, but apparently some of our younger generations are going to have trouble with that. I'm going to tell you this honestly right now. There are some life lessons that I have trouble dealing with. The one that gets me the most is the older you get, the faster time seems to pass. Tell me I'm wrong with that, but we're already in June. In fact, we're almost before you know it's going to be mid-June, and where has this year gone? Seriously. So, yeah, the older you get, the faster the time does seem to pass. But my question for you today is, are there any of life lessons that you struggle with? One of those things that when you're getting older, you just kind of realize some things. Well, that is our question of the day. If you've got any answers, go ahead and let me know. You can call those in on our hotline, 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. Our text messaging is up, so you can absolutely send a text message to go ahead and let me know if there are any life lessons that you kind of struggle with. Maybe some old adages in the day that just, a little bit tough to deal with as we get a little bit older. And, of course, as always, we are live on our social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can always just leave a comment down below on one of our social media pages. So go ahead and let me know. Like I said, are there any life lessons that you kind of struggle with? The older you get, the faster time seems to fly. Success doesn't happen overnight. Any of those that you have a little problem with? Go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day.
Connecting listeners.
All right, we are exclusively up on our social media pages now. And that is one of those things. In fact, I'm going to see if I can pull up that whole article, because there's a bunch of examples of different things that, we may have issues dealing with as we get older, as the different generations kind of deal with them. And it's pretty interesting, that list right there that's on there, because let's see. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Being controversial doesn't make you interesting. That is something I think our younger generations might have to learn how to deal with. Or the fact that you too will be old one day if you're lucky. Yeah. Or there is a difference between something being new and something being new to you. And that's the cool thing. Actually, that's the cool thing about being young. Everything is kind of new to you, so it makes it a little bit more exciting. But yeah, those are some life lessons that I think some of our younger generations are going to be having some issues kind of dealing with. So are there any life lessons, maybe some pieces of advice that you learned a while ago that you think our younger generations might be having problems with, or the even ones that you struggled with yourself? Go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on in and around the world. I saw that a new study by Challenger, Gray and Christmas, reveals that 4,000 Americans lost their jobs in May because they were replaced by AI. Yep, robot overlords. Also saw that a third Hocus Pocus movie is in the works. The sequel streamed on Disney Plus, where fans spent over 2.7 billion minutes watching the movie. I'm not going to do the math to figure out how many people that is, but that's a whole lot. I know that for sure. Also, I saw that this year's NBA championship trophy, the O'Brien Trophy, I believe, is worth $14,000. Tiffany and Company made the 2-foot trophy. It weighs 30 pounds and contains 15.5 pounds of sterling silver. The trophy is covered in 24-karat gold, and it's pretty nice. Yeah. I don't have a team that I'm a fan of that has actually won a trophy, but, one of these days we'll finally get to it. Also saw that 685 people recently dressed as Spider-Man at the mall in Malaysia. The event, which was organized by Sony Pictures, was designed to break the Guinness World Record for the most people at an event dressed as a superhero. Now, this is in general as a superhero. I wonder if there's a subcategory specifically about Spider-Man. Maybe they're trying to, of course, put a little light on the new Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie that is out right now with all of the different spider people pointing at each other going, you know it's you. Just like the meme. Gotta love it. But no word on whether they actually accomplished it. But, superhero, I'm looking for Spider-Man. Let's see. Amy came up with a life lesson that was hard to struggle with, which is listen more than you speak. I think a lot of people have a problem with that one for sure these days. But that is our question of the day, because I saw this article that was talking about how our generations differ, and that a lot of our younger generations, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, are having some problems, struggling with some life lessons that I think we all had to go through. Now, eventually, they'll get it. I have faith that they'll get it. But yeah, kind of hard to deal with. So are there any of life lessons that you struggled with as we were getting older? Maybe some that you're dealing with now. Like I said, the older you get, the faster time seems to pass by. Yep, definitely dealing with that one. But go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day. Leave your comments down below. We'll check those out a little bit later on. And of course, you can always call them in or text them in 575-523-KGRT.